Welcome back, chummers. This is Mellowseven, and we are playing Shadowrun Returns. It only took me like 3 or 4 attempts to say that this morning. That gives you an idea how well things are going. We are on our way back to the Seamstresses Union after finishing off Stevie J and his evil drug gang tenement operation. So if you thought your landlord was bad, well, hopefully he wasn't as bad as Stevie there. All right, return to the Union. Despite Coyote's clear desire to stand on her own 2 feet, Paco tends to help her through the door into the Seamstresses Union. Heads raised, and the front room of the bar falls strangely silent. Paco stands by her side now, not speaking, his dark eyes flat with fury. Coyote presses a rag to her clawed-up face. She winces, but manages to keep control as she breathes in slow, deep breaths to manage the pain. Taking a closer look, you see her arm isn't much more than shreds of meat and broken bone held together by tendons and burned skin. It'll be a miracle if she still has it by the end of the night. Mrs. Kuboto is tending bar herself when Paco Walk carries the mangled and bleeding Coyote into the Union. As soon as the boss lady lays eyes on her missing bartender, the place gets quiet. Fast. By the time she rounds the bar to meet you, Coyote is the color of wet spackle, and there's something new in her eye. Fear. This woman has faced down hellhounds, but the sight of Mrs. Kuboto has her staring at the floor and mumbling. Woman, how dare you miss 2 shifts and then come back and bleed on my floor? I'm sorry, Mrs. Kuboto. I had a run that went bad. So, Ka, I can see that. Your arm is a mess. Was this your crusade again? Do not answer. It only upset me further. You caused me to worry about you, Coyote, and that has distracted me from business. Hi, Mrs. Kuboto. My apologies again. Cherry, take her downstairs to Dr. Castle. Yes, ma'am. And tell Castle to put something new and shiny where that arm used to be. Mrs. Kuboto, I can't afford a cyber arm. I'm aware of your financial situation. When you are healed, we will discuss the concept of Giri, the debt of honor. Now, go bleed elsewhere. Yes, ma'am. All right, we got 2 more karma gained. Not doing too bad. We've built up quite a bit. Her anger at Coyote's rashness slowly washes from her eyes and is replaced by tears. She sniffles, wipes them away, and inclines her head to you. Domo arigato, Mellowseven. The girl is precious to me. It is not often that we see acts like these in the Barrens. You have performed a great service for my little family, and I welcome you into my home. Consider it yours while your work keeps you here. But we both know that words are mere air. Beyond my thanks, I offer you this remuneration. Please take it as a show of respect. I'm honored. Thank you. You are most welcome, and I offer you more than simple lodging. You will find that there is more to the Union than meets the eye. Below us is a small facility, available exclusively for discriminating independent operators like yourself. In it, you will find vendors selling the best gear the black market has to offer, a fully equipped cyber dock, and a secure place to rest when the dreck hits the fan, as they say. My, you are quite the entrepreneur. Indeed. Normally, I require a percentage of the runner's income for the use of this facility, but as I said, you are family now, considered on the house. To gain entrance, play GAFFC on the piano. All right. So we need to find the med bay and meet all the black market vendors. Oh, whoops. We'll leave that alone for now. That looks like just the regular daily stuff. Again, let's go down and take care of this stuff, then we'll come up and talk to him. I think that will be okay. Johnny leans on a seemingly brand new mop, surveying the crowd at the Union. Piano is a little out of tune. Check it out. There we go. All right, so we click that. The piano looks like it's been here since the Union was built, but it doesn't look like anyone has played it in earnest for almost as long. Play GAFFC. As you slowly peck the notes out on the keyboard, they spark a faint memory of wonder. Immediately forgotten as the entire piano slides to the left, revealing a hidden staircase. You descend the stairs into the Union safe house. It doesn't seem very secure. I mean, pretty much anybody in the room can hear you play that, but whatever. All right. Welcome. No bunks available. I'm not sure that's true, but score! Playing a little video game. No, watching TV. Whiz, go Wolves. Alright, so this looks like our doctor here, the med bay. And at some point it will let me talk to her. Make it quick. I need to operate. Thanks for helping me out there. Looked like you could use a hand. Bad joke right now. She looks down at her mangled arm. Oh wait, folks, I'm going to have to ask you to sit in the waiting area. Watch some Tri-Vid or something. This young lady and I have work to do. Mrs. Capoto never said what kind of cyber arm she'd pay for. I want something badass. Got one with a laser inside? You'll take what I give you, lady. Now let's have a look at your face. She appears to be a shaman there, right? Leave it. Excuse me? Coyote. I earned this face by being stupid. I'm going to keep it. End story. Whatever you say, kid. One swift move, she sinks the syringe into Coyote's thigh. Nighty-night. All right. Coyote looks both better and worse than you last saw her. All the gaping holes are plugged and she's sporting a shiny new cyber arm. But now that the adrenaline is worn off, it's clear she needs some rest. Good morning. Thanks to the miracle of modern science combined with Doc Castle's magical healing powers, I'm almost as good as new. Better, really. Could I talk to you for a few minutes, Coyote, about Sam? Sam Watts? What about him? Sam's dead. Holy dreck, Sam. I can't say I'm surprised. He was on a downward spiral for a long time. What can I tell you? Tell me about Sam. I hear you liked him. I did. He made me laugh. No one else seemed to like Sam's jokes, but I did. No accounting for taste. Sam made some bad jokes. Not when he was sober. He was chill and funny. I guess I knew him the best of everyone here. Sorry he's gone. You served Sam the night he died. What do you remember about that night? It was a pretty average night. Regular crowd as I remember. Sam was drinking with a guy named Armitage. Jake Armitage? Yeah, you know him? Met him. He's a charmer too. She bites her lower lip. I like gingers. Anyway, Jack and Sam were having a few. Well, Jake was having a few. Sam was tossing him back but good. Eventually he got loud, the way he sometimes did when he mixed drinking and who knows what, and Mrs. Kubota wanted him ejected. That was pretty good, a copper. I probably heard maybe a couple little growls, but no barking. She's getting better. Mr. Cluey wasn't around. Can't remember why, so she asked Jake to do the honors. Jake dragged him out the back, into the alley, and that's the last I saw Sam. You said he got loud. Do you remember what he was saying? Standard Sam Drac, how he grew up rich and didn't deserve this, how he hated his mother, how he loved his mother. It was pretty pathetic stuff. Where did Sam live? On the street, mostly. He'd occasionally convince someone to let him flop on their couch, but he'd always overstay his welcome and get kicked out after a few days. Sometimes I'd sneak him down here so he could crash in one of the bunks. He used one the night before I saw him last. Sam have any enemies? Enemies? That's hard to say. Sam partied hard, and when he did, he ran his mouth off pretty good. Got his ass kicked on more than one occasion. But no, I don't think he had any enemies. At least none that I'm aware of. I don't know what it is about this game. Every time I fire this up, everybody wants to mow their lawns. Alright, let's see. How bad was his drinking? If it was just drinking, it would have been bad. But Sam wasn't the monogamous type. He dabbled in everything. Booze, chips, drugs. He loved the nitro. Whatever he could get his hands on. Wasn't always like that, but once he got sick, he started using more and more stuff to try to forget about it. Sam was sick? Dying, didn't you know? Yeah, everyone could tell. You could just look at him and see he was a walking corpse. Had to be the drinking. Then he disappeared for a while, and one day he came back all better. Looks good, even. All better, just like that. He said his mom helped him out. Never said how, though. Thanks, Coyote. Now I need you two to do something for me. What do you need, babe? I need you to talk to Mr. Delilah for me about the Royal Run. He's usually upstairs. Tell him I didn't get the gems. Maybe I can make another run at it when I recover. Alright, let's come in here. We know Sam slept in here, so let's look for some clues real fast. Oh, investigate Sam's bunk. He came up there. Bunk is a mess and reeks of booze. Searching through the sheets, blankets, and pillow, you find an old photograph that has seen a lot of wear. Look at the image. A picture of a blonde boy and girl, both age 14, sitting on a dock by the edge of a lake. They appear to be twins. The boy has his arm tight around the girl's shoulders and is mugging for the camera. The girl is planting a kiss on his cheek while making rabbit ears behind his head with her fingers. Check out the back. Written in a woman's hand are the words, Sam and Jessica, Lake Sammamish State Park, Summer 2040. Alright, we still got people to meet. Let's go ahead and talk to Dr. Castle here again. In Shadowrunner circles, the term doctor is often used quite liberally to describe any sawbones with a needle and thread, but in the case of the Union's resident medical expert, nothing could be further from the truth. The Safe House boasts a fully equipped medical suite, complete with the shamanistic fetishes. This is six-world medicine of the highest caliber. The doctor herself is an unassuming sort, perhaps the type to go unnoticed entirely, if not for the sprightly spirit perched on her shoulder like her own personal gargoyle. The spirit's burning eyes follow you constantly, even as the doctor's own eyes are buried in her charts. However, she does look up long enough to acknowledge your approach. I'm Dr. Castle. I understand you were instrumental in bringing Coyote back to us. Thank you for that. And I suppose you were the one who patched her up. Impressive work. Thank you. It's a shame she wouldn't let me repair her face, though. I can tell you're surprised to find a full-service med bay under a dive bar in a slum. Don't be. This is a Shadowrunner bar, after all. For a purveyor of cyberware and trauma kits, there is no better place to set up a practice. I patch runners up, install and maintain their cyberware, and provide medical supplies for their runs. I may not be as mobile as Doc Wagon, but I'm the next best thing. Can I help you with anything? How about what type of cyberware do you have available? Alright, let's see what we got here. We're not interested in going magic, so it doesn't really matter to us if we lose a little bit of our magic ability, our essence. See right here? If we were to have magnification eyes put in, our essence would drop from 5.5 to 5. Well, it looks like I don't know, it says our current essence is 5, maybe from the data jack. Silvertech arm, that would cost us 1.5. Oh, I see, if we were to drag something in right now. So that's what we're at the moment. So, Rimraku basic cyberware replacement extends and enhances your vision, adds 3% to hit. Placement limb that adds 6 hit points. So we could drag this in like this. Now we'd see our essence after operation would be 4. Cost us 750 new yen over 1860. I think we're going to reset. I think we'll go ahead and wait on that. We don't necessarily need that. This guy isn't the sharpshooter. I think we're okay there. Let's wander back here, see who else we've got to meet. Looks like a magic user. All right. Algernon. Past the bar, the edges of the safe house become somewhat indistinct due to the magical haze surrounding a particular elf. The man seems only half of this realm, his mind wandering the far horizons of astral space, while his body peddles his otherworldly wares. Good evening, young human, and welcome to this humble home that we call the Union. I am Algernon Halfdream. To ease your way through the sixth world, I offer you the best in magical foci, spells, and fetishes for the conjuring of spirits. Not my thing. Good enough. We know it exists, though. We met him. How about Eric here? Come on. What do you mean no credit? That's fine. We're just trying to talk to him. Get your text box out of my way. All right. Change your clothes, change your life, right? Not only will you look better, not that you look bad now or anything, but one will help you keep on the others on the right side of the ground. Take a look. See if he has anything different than what we have. We've already got our tourist look. That looks to be kind of the highest end stuff that we have at the moment, so we can exit there. Let's talk to Mr. T.B. Grubman. Theodore Buster Grubman is a well-groomed orc, dressed with precision that suggests the straight lines of a military officer's uniform. His hair is cropped short, high, and tight, as they say, and the neatness he presents, excuse me, is only compromised by the uneven tusks protruding from his mouth. The only other defect in this picture of perfection is the man's cybernetic right arm, which is obvious enough to be noticeable, but not so obvious as to ruin the line of his suit. When he speaks, the orc's voice is soft and thoughtful, and he talks almost exclusively in numbers, calibers, ranges, rounds per second, arcs of fire, razoring factor, tensile strength, and, of course, price. Bunker Buster Grubman at your service. Friends call me Buster. I also answer to Sergeant, Sir, and even Theodore on occasion. Anytime you're in the market for firearms, ammunition, or ordnance, I'm your man. Apparently whoever wrote this wasn't military. Sergeant would never answer to Sir. How can I help you? Let's see, what do you got? All right. We have a shotgun down here somewhere, right? We've got the street sweeper. Range 14. Or damage 14, range short. Capacity 2, AoE 6. So it looks like the Benelli just gives us a higher capacity rounds, right? So we only got 2 shots right now. So we might be better off jumping up and getting ourselves a Benelli. Let's see if there's anything shotgun-wise bigger. Dobermans, flechettes. Lots of grenades. Nope. I think we are going to go and get ourselves an upgrade to our shotgun here. Let's see. We'll hit plus. Confirm. Weapons. Oh, right there. That's what we want right there. Everything else I think is okay. Dex, drones, we don't have anything else, so all right, there we go. So let's go ahead and make sure that I did in fact equip that. There we go, equipped. Benelli, Raffaello, I guess. Cyberware. We just have the data jack. We got a lot of points to spend. Oops, just hit there. One more person to meet over here. We may as well go through here and get whatever points we're going to get before we start upgrading. Every inch of the tech alcove is covered in chaotic patchwork, a quilt of circuit boards, chips, wire displays, and a million other things that you can't identify. In the eye of this techno-bit storm stands a dwarf, immaculately dressed and supremely calm. I know that look. Don't let the size of the shop fool you. I can get any Matrix hardware or software that exists, and if it doesn't exist, I can make it for you. Any questions I can answer or any gear you need? And we may as well go through the basics, right? What's a deck? You jack into the Matrix on the context of a run. When you jack into the local node of the facility you're in, the deck determines how many programs and ESPs you can carry and the firepower that your base Matrix attack. Decks have IP. When a deck's IP is reduced to 0, you'll get booted from the system, and it'll hurt. What's a program? A program in the Matrix allows you to defend your avatar against countermeasures and enemy deckers. There are a wide variety of different programs for attack and defense in different power levels. As you progress as a decker, you can use more powerful versions of these programs. What's an ESP? Johnny, you want to take this on? Sure, when you infiltrate a facility on a run, you have a team. When you jack into the Matrix, you are all alone. That's where ESPs come in. An ESP is a highly advanced artificial life program which, when you deploy it, manifests as another team member in the Matrix. Different types of ESPs have different abilities. All right, what do you have for sale? Sounds like our type of place. So right now we have a Sony CTY 360. We can run 3 programs, 1 ESP, an evasion of 0, an IP of 150, and an AP, which I don't remember him telling us about, of 2. So we could easily upgrade that. We could go for the Renraku here, and I think we should. Now we've got, let's here, we'll flip over to, say, programs here, right? So we've got Killjoy level 1, AP of 1, cooldown of 4. So there's our AP, right? Does minus 1 AP to a single target. Suppression level 1, AP of 3, cooldown of 6, damage of 4. Reduces alarm state by 4. So we could conceivably run that. And that would lower, if we're in and we're setting off alarms, that'll start to lower stuff down. Blaster, degrade, a lot of stuff, most of which we don't know what it does at the moment. Killer, single powerful attack program directed at one target, doing 75 IP damage. There's a medic. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure how much of this we want or need, but most of it's cheap. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of start here at the bottom. Get a bit of it. Let's see what was the last one we picked up. Sniffer. Oh, they disappear once we get them there. Okay. Is there an expensive one we want before we go too much farther? Blaster. Degrade. I think we'll just keep. I think this is where we spend our money today, boys. There we go. Blaster. Area effect. Is there something? Well, we've got the killer, so that'll go after one target. I would say initially we're probably going to deal with kind of small stuff with single, things, not a lot. So I think we'll be okay with that. I would kind of like this suppression, though. That looks pretty badass. Nah, we'll just go with what we got. We don't know what's good or bad. We'll start with the cheap stuff, work our way up. Confirm. There we go. We got some programs. Dex, we need to replace our stash here. What's in the stash? How do we does that mean we're holding too much? Let's go weapons. How do we move something to the stash? That's my question here. Alright, see you later. Let's go back up. Maybe we can... oh, I'm being rude. Let me introduce you to our resident decker and my good friend, Johnny Clean. While in the same overalls you saw him upstairs, down here, leaning over a workbench crammed with circuit boards, cables, and chips, Johnny Clean seems a totally different person. You get the impression that Johnny was once as hot and as invisible as the most infamous deckers today. Good to see you down here. Happy to be of help if I can be. True you were part of the Echo Mirage team? Let me take this one. Listen, I've known the guy for over a decade and he's been smart enough not to tell me, so he's sure as hell not going to tell you anything about those days. For your health and his, best to let the subject drop. See you guys around. Oh wait. Let's check here real fast. I need to check, see, we've got stuff in the stash. We need to figure out how to... Cyberware. Basics. Saving and loading. Accessing the stash. Your stash, all non-equipped items, can be accessed before level begins or at your home base location. Alright, so somewhere we've got a locker. I think I remember seeing one back up here somewhere in the bunkhouse. We finished all of that quest. Let's come back here. That would be our stash then, probably. Okay. So, we want equipment in stash. Oh, we have to have decking of 3 to get that. We don't need the cheap shotgun. Well, we'll keep it because we could swap guns and then maybe have more ammo, right? Okay, let's confirm for the moment. But now let's come up here and let's work on our skills. Because we've got a bunch. We know we need decking 3 to equip that particular deal. So we've got to get to here. That got us to 3. Market. Increases your chance to hit all enemies. Okay, let's go to there. That maxes that out. Now, ESP control increases the power of a decker's expert systems. Let's kind of bring all this up to where we want it to be. There we go. That gives us 6 left. So I think that's pretty good for now. We can come in and we can start dumping some more stuff in. Maybe we want to put a little bit more into our shotgun skills. We can put 4 here into quickness. Let's just go 3 right here for now. Anything else we need? Close combat, melee weapons, throwing. Throwing might not be bad. We do have a couple grenades. We're not going to take it up a long ways, but, point here and there is not going to kill us. And biotech. Grants a bonus to hit points recovered when using a med kit. So let's May as well dump 1 point in there since we had it. We'll hit confirm. We can close out of this. We can go back into our stash. Get that buddy equipped. All right. So those all say they're in stash. Decks, that stuff, drones, weapons. Oh. We have a couple grenades there. We got some drugs. I want to know how to get these out of my stash because it is not letting me, right? Let's confirm. Let's click on it one more time. 1, 2, 3. We bought more than those. So are the others loaded? I do not know. Okay, that's that. Mission items. Spent our karma. Cyberware. No, that's just the eyes. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go, I guess. Alright, let's head back upstairs. Oh, what was our... Return to Coyote. Optional. Deliver the stones to Mr. Delilah. Let's go upstairs and do that real fast. Sorry, I have to move a kitty cat off my mouse pad. I'm sorry, baby. You're in the way. Oops. Like all cats, Jello thinks the mouse pad is just a special little spot set up for her. Oh wait, so Mr. Oh, whoops. Right here, maybe? There we go, Mr. Delilah. Mr. Delilah looks small and tough, with an untraceable shoddy on his back and a heavy vest under his trench coat. He's got the air of someone who gets things done and occasionally does them himself. He might be an ex-runner, one of the rare smart ones enough to move on over to management when he felt his reflexes slowing down. What do you want? Mr. Delilah, we have business to discuss. What business? I got no business with you. We're with Coyote. She's indisposed at the moment. The mention of Coyote, he finally gives you his full attention. Why didn't you say so? Coyote is late, and my client is getting anxious. Where is she? She's downstairs in the med bay. Got her arm torn off on the job. No kidding. Well, whatever. She's tough. She'll pull through. So who are you two? Mellowseven. He's Paco. Great. We're all introduced. Now give me the stones. The pebble with the runes is probably would be good for us if we did some sort of magic stuff, but we don't, so I don't really see the point of it, so let's just go ahead and give him all the stones. In an instant, there's a jeweler's scope on his eye, moving quickly through what appears to be the most valuable stones. He stops when he finds what appears to be an ordinary pebble, inscribed with Hebrew characters. That's the one. He pockets it. Okay, you've done good, but you're late, and Coyote knows that in this case, late equals no payment. But I'm feeling magnanimous tonight, so you guys can keep the rest of the gems as your reward. Deal. Looks you up and down and takes you all in. Listen, you look like the sort of man who might run a crew of your own one day. Might need a little talent. When that happens, you come to me. I'll set you up. Looks like you impressed him. I know a fence for those gems. Von Gass, follow me. Oh, and then off he runs. This gentleman right here. There we go. Maybe. Come on. Van Gross is, excuse me, busy talking on his comlink, checking his heads-up display and motioning to a runner standing nearby, all at the same time. He's an intense little man. You get the sense he looks a little busy. I'm Van Gross. Make it quick. Biz is good. Talk to me. We have some pretty things to sell. You might want to see them. I have a fondness for pretty things. Let me see. You hear the servos of Van Grass's cyber eye whir as a magnifying lens slips into position. He bends his head over the stones for 2 seconds, maybe less. Humph. Where'd you get this, Drek? A gumball machine? I'll give you 1,000 for him. We don't have any of those abilities. We'll take the money. Got 1,000. We can go back and buy the rest of those abilities now. All right. Optional. Find a fence for the remaining stones. Oh, no, that was the fence. We were finishing that one up. Sorry. So, all of our objectives are done. It looks like we can return to Coyote. Play ourselves a little tune. See how she's doing. You're back. I think the highlights of the Wolves game will be on soon. Want to take a load off and watch this with me? Sam have a sister? Yeah, I think he did. He mentioned her once. Didn't sound like they got along that well. Your comlink chips and a screen shows John Dresden, the coroner from Organ Grinders. He doesn't look happy. Dresden, you don't look good. Never mind that. I'm fine. Listen, I'm at the NTSB investigation facility down on the docks with a corpse of what looks like another Ripper victim. If you want to check this out, I would get here fast, before McCluskey does. Thanks for the call. On my way. I just kind of put 2 and 2 together. Everybody that's missing parts had parts installed recently, right? Blind, what's her name? Blind Sally. She just had her eyes installed. Sam was dying because of his drinking, they thought, and then he comes back. Remember I made the comment that his liver was the wrong one to take? Well, not anymore. It looks like he had a fresh one. I'm wondering if maybe these parts came off of a specific individual? Maybe they're trying to gather up all the parts that went out from an organ donor, maybe? That's my guess. It just kind of hit me as we were reading through stuff. Image on your PDA dissolves as the call ends. Another Ripper murder? Where? The docks. I gotta go. Okay, listen. I want to help. You dragged me out of the Royale before. Something bad happened. Worse than getting my arm torn off. And Sam was my friend. You head to the docks and I'll see if I can track down Sam's sister Jessica. She might be able to help us. All right. See you when I get back. Oh, wait. I think we're going to wrap up this episode right here. We're just over 30 minutes and we've finished kind of this scene. We've kind of done our introduction now. This is kind of the beginning of the intro to the story, right? We've had a couple of beginning adventures. We've met the other players. We've seen our safe house and kind of explored our little village area down here, right? So from here on, maybe a little less reading, a little more combat, right? The basics are done. Now we can get into the meat of the story. I hope you enjoyed this adventure along with me. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. What are you doing watching this far into it if you're not liking it? No, I'm just kidding. If you got something you want me to improve on, let me know. If you got any other suggestions for the game, mods you think we should try out, further adventures we should play, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to see more, don't forget to subscribe. We got some RimWorld and a little bit of Football Manager 2017 content still on the way. And we will see you chummers next time.